Okay, so you have Sea of Thieves, but don't know what to do, or you just want to learn some advanced techniques. Well, boy do I have the video for you, because today you'll learn everything you need to know about Sea of Thieves and you'll be on your way to Pirate Legend in no time. This video is going to be split up into sections, so if you already have some experience with the game, you can skip to whatever info you need to know. Timestamps will be in the description. Let's go. Part 1. How to play. Alright, first up you need to pick your character. You can pick from an infinite amount but only get to see a few at a time, and once you pick your character you're stuck with them, so take your time and pick one that represents you. Then you're going to want to decide if you want to play with friends or not. The options are 1-man sloop, a duo sloop, 3-man galleon, and the largest 4-man galleon. Each has their own distinct advantages, which you'll see later, but for now let's just assume that you'll go solo. You wake up in a tavern and are just left to your own devices. Nothing telling you what or how to do anything in the game. First thing you want to do is grab supplies from the barrels strewn about the outpost. Once you're full, look for a dock and your ship should be anchored there. This is your baby, take care of her. Drop off your supplies and head back to the outpost. Now you'll have to make a choice. Do you want to look for hidden treasure? Hit up the gold hoarder's tent and purchase a voyage. Do you want to kill skeletons in PvE combat? Find the spooky hut and grab an Order of Souls voyage. Do you just want to make hella money and chill with some animals? Head to the dock and find the Merchant Alliance representative and get a voyage. You can have 3 voyages in your inventory at a time, so why not grab one of each just to try them all. After you've completely drained the island of all resources and have a voyage you want to do, head to your ship and find the voyage table. It's here on sloops and here on galleons. Interact with the table to propose a voyage. If you're solo, you'll automatically start the voyage that you propose, but if you're with other players, then you'll need a majority vote for the voyage to become active. Multiple voyages can be proposed simultaneously, but the first to get the majority of votes becomes the active voyage. Once you have your active voyage, you'll have a quest item in your inventory. Pull out the map, riddle, contract, bounty, or whatever item or items you have received to find out where you need to go. Note that if you pick a merchant mission, don't forget to get your supply of cages and such from the merchant vendor. Once you know what island you need to head to, find the map table, which can be found here on sloops and here on galleons. Find out where you are by finding the boat on the map, and then find the island you need to visit. You can also put circles down on the map to help keep track of where you need to go. There's also a handy compass at the bottom right of the map to help you figure out what direction you need to go. Once you find your heading, raise your anchor, turn the boat in the right direction, and drop your sails. You'll want to use the rigging to adjust the angle of the sail so the wind blows into the sail. You can use the swirly lines or look at the flag atop the mast to see which direction the wind is going. Be sure to double check your heading every once in a while to ensure you're on the right course. While out at sea, your boat might take damage. This is where wood planks come in. If you have a hole in your boat, just run up to it with a plank in hand and smash that plank right on there. If you had holes, or if it was raining on you, you might also have some bilge water at the bottom of the ship. If so, just equip your bucket and pick up the water and throw it off the side. Make sure not to throw it back onto your boat. When you reach your destination with your boat still intact, you have 2 options. 1, raise the sail and slowly cruise into the shore dock of the island, or 2, roll up on that bitch at full speed and drop anchor at the last second. Be careful with the timing though. Whichever way you come up on the island, before departing onto the island, make sure your boat is in good condition so she doesn't sink while you're off adventuring. And if you're on a larger island, bust out your compass and make note of what part of the island your boat is on. Okay, so now you have to do your quest. For gold hoarders, you'll either have a map or a riddle. For the maps, you need to dig where you see an X. Use landmarks to gain your bearings, and facing north while looking at the map helps too. Take your time and actually try to figure out where the treasure is instead of just digging randomly. If it's a riddle, then the clues provided will usually be landmarks that can be found on the island. They'll usually tell you what side of the island to go to, and if you get a hint that says little light or something similar to that, it usually means that it's in a cave on an island. You may also have to play music or read the clue at the spot that they tell you to activate the next clue. At the end, it'll usually tell you how many paces to take from a landmark and what direction to go. Pull out your compass and use it, and you'll be able to count your paces easily. Then dig in that spot and boom, you've got yourself a chest. You'll get a mission or voyage complete tune, and you're ready to turn in your chest or start on your next voyage. For Order of Souls missions, you'll have to run around the island until you start hearing spooky music, and then see skeletons with blue bandanas, or skeletons of the plant, golden, or ghost variety. Each of these special skellies has a unique trick to kill them. Plants are resistant to bullets, not complete immunity though, but are killed way faster with a sword. Gold skellies take 0 damage from swords and will stun you if you try to kill them with one, but are weakened by water. So you can lead them to the shore and bait them into the water, or you can take the water to them in your bucket. Just toss water on them, they'll rust, then boom, they go down easy. The ghost or shadow skellies are easy to deal with during the day, just shoot them. But at night you can't hurt them unless you light them up with your lantern. It's a real pain in the ass. Once you've defeated enough skellies, the captain will spawn and they will have a red name above their head. Once you kill them, you'll get a mission/voyage complete and you can collect their skull and bring it back to your ship to be turned in later. Merchant Alliance missions are a bit different. The quest tells you where and when you need to turn in the cargo, but it doesn't tell you exactly where to get the cargo. Use this interactive map that I'll link in the description to figure out where things are so you don't waste your time randomly searching islands hoping to find that golden chicken. So you hop off the boat and bring whatever you need with you. Need a chicken? Bring a coop. Pig? Bring a crate. Then run around the island listening for clucks or oinks or whatever and chase the animals down. Just hold the interact key while chasing the animal and you'll put them in the cage. Remember that chickens are low maintenance, pigs are like your girlfriend, will start yelling and die if you don't feed them, and snakes will murder you if you don't play the song of their people. Once you've got whatever animals you need from the island, put them on your boat and head out. Unlike the other two types of voyages, the merchant voyage isn't done until you cash in your loot, so we need to head back to an outpost. So you've completed your mission and now you want to turn your loot into gold. First things first, make sure you have all the loot on your boat. It does you no good if you leave loot on the island. Then you'll want to check the map table and find the nearest, safest outpost to deliver your loot to. Remember, your loot is never safe on the Sea of Thieves, so take caution when encountering other ships and rolling up to new islands. Once you decide on your heading, raise anchor if you need to, change direction, then drop sails. When you finally get to the outpost, take your loot to whoever gave you the voyage for it. Chickens to the merchant, skulls to the spooky hut, and treasure to the gold hoarder tent.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Then boom, you've got yourself some gold to spend. There are also a few other things you may encounter while out at sea. If you see a glinting on the shore of an island, there's a chance it could be a message in a bottle or washed up treasure. The treasure will glint gold and can be turned into the gold hoarder for coin, and the messages in bottles will glint silver and will give you a random quest from one of the three factions. These voyages can be completed and cashed in like any other quest. You may also see seagulls flying above a random spot in the middle of the ocean. This means there are either supply barrels floating in the water, or there's a sunken ship there. If there's a sunken ship there, just smash into it. It doesn't do any damage to your ship anyway, and drop anchor, raise sails, then raise the anchor and you'll be good to loot the ship. Sunken ships have supplies in them and chances to spawn loot from all three factions. Also, while out at sea, you might come across a kraken. Don't panic. If you know what to do, you'll be fine. Just have everyone equip guns, start shooting at the tentacles closest first, and if you can, use your cannons for that big damage. Make sure you stay on top of repairs too so you don't sink. After killing a few tentacles, it'll let you go. Another thing you might see is a skull in the clouds. This means that there's a skeleton fort underneath it, and if you sail straight for it, you'll eventually make it to the skelly fort and be able to fight off hordes of skellies for the chance at that big treasure. There will be a section on skelly forts later. Okay, so those are the basics on how to play Sea of Thieves. With this knowledge, you can start the slow climb to become Pirate Legend. Now we'll get into the finer points of the game in a section I call How to Get Good. Step 1. The sword lunge. What is the sword lunge? Well, it's easier if I just show you.
Hey, what?
You see that shit before?
Fucking hell.
He's
What
like,
the fuck?
Using this technique will greatly increase the speed at which you can do your voyages because you spend less time traveling and can be an effective tool for PvP/E combat. How do you do it? With the sword equipped, block, then start charging a lunge attack. Start moving forward, and as soon as you start to lunge forward and hear the ting noise, jump. If timed right, you'll go flying, and if you do this into water, you'll go insanely far. You can use this to get to an island faster, head back to the boat faster, board enemy ships, hop over gaps, and really just a bunch of dumb shit. It's great, seriously, just learn how to do it. Just keep practicing, like when you're out at sea, just keep practicing. Step 2, being the lookout. If you want to be the lookout, just go ahead and jump off the boat. There is no one single lookout. Nobody should be in the crow's nest while out at sea because everyone should be on lookout duty. Throwing out some water, look off the port side for ships. Raising the forward sail, check off the bow for ships. Driving the boat, constantly check your surroundings for rocks and ships. A pirate in the nest is a lazy pirate. There are a few exceptions, like to gain height to see over an island, to see if there's ships on the other side, but apart from that, you pretty much want to stay on deck. Remember to always be on alert. Step 3, priority. There are certain duties on a ship that have higher priority than others. This is a quick guide to what you should be looking to do while on a ship. First is maintenance. If there's any maintenance to be taken care of, hop to it, because if you don't have a ship, you can't make money. If you're solo, make sure you're not going to hit anything anytime soon, and if so, go ahead and redirect your ship so you have some time to do some maintenance. If you're on a galleon, have the appropriate amount of people taking care of maintenance, and also the rest take care of the next tasks on the list. The second is the anchor. If that bitch is down, you're not moving, and if you're not moving, you're not making money. Once maintenance is under control, have the crew work together to put it up, assuming you won't immediately wreck into land. If you are going to hit land, go ahead and skip this until you assess the next few steps. Next is sails. If you're going too fast or too slow, you're in for a bad time. Even if you're driving the boat, hop off and help put the sails where they need to be. Your speed should make sense for how close you are to land. If you don't get it, it's simple. Distance to land small, small speed. Distance to land big, big speed. Next is direction. If you're pointed anywhere but your destination, or around a rock that happens to be in the way of your destination, you're in for a bad time. Make sure that the driver and the navigator are communicating with each other to ensure that your ship stays on course. Off course means redirection, means wasted time, which means less money. If you made it this far and your anchor is still down because you're next to a rock, raise the sails, change direction, and then raise the anchor, and then head back up to the anchor step. Step 4, advanced ship maneuvers. First things first, the sloop can outmaneuver a galleon any day in the right hands. Remember that sloops move faster against the wind than galleons, and galleons move faster than sloops with the wind. So when trying to outmaneuver a ship, no matter which one you're on, take this into account. Another thing to remember is that your turns will be wider the faster/more speed you're getting. So if your sails are down and with the wind, you'll be making a way wider turn than the same ship that has its sails at half mast against the wind. This also goes for both sloops and galleons. And if you have no speed, then you're doing a point turn. Step 4.5, club hauling. This is a risky maneuver, but if pulled off correctly, can turn the tides of a ship battle. The gist of it is, while having the wheel turned to either port or starboard, a crewmate drops the anchor. And when it hits the bottom, your ship is hard turned the same direction of the wheel. Where this gets complicated is the angle that you turn. The more you have your wheel turned, the more your boat will turn. Well, duh. So having the wheel all the way to port will make you do a 180-degree turn along the port side. Halfway will make you turn 90 degrees to whichever side you've got the wheel on. Adjust the wheel accordingly. Also, a big downside of this is that once your anchor is down, you're not moving. So you either need to destroy your enemy quickly or get that anchor up because a still ship is dead in the water. Step 5, PvP. Now this is the part that people complain about, and honestly, it's not bad. Apart from ships spawning way too close to where they sunk, which is going to be addressed in a patch in a few days after this video is posted, there aren't many problems in my opinion. Knowledge is power, and knowing what to do to outplay your opponent is key. First off, know your weapons. Swords have mobility with the jump and the lunge, pistols are accurate from a distance, blunderbuss can one-shot an enemy if you're close enough, and the sniper as well, it's there. But these are not your only weapons. You also have cannons. A direct hit from one is a one-shot, and they also cause knockback, good for knocking pirates off their boats. Gunpowder barrels can do huge damage to ships and pirates alike. Be careful with them. The anchor. If you can drop an enemy's anchor and keep them from raising it, they're sitting ducks from cannon fire. So your options for PvP are varied, but what should you do? In ship-to-ship PvP, you want to keep the enemy on your broadside so you can fire cannons at them. Don't bother firing if you're too far, you'll just end up wasting all your cannonballs. Instead, wait to get closer and fire below deck, causing them to take on water. If they're returning fire, shoot at their main deck to hopefully kill or just remove hands from their deck. Then focus on putting holes below the waterline to have them sink. If you crash into each other or get close enough to board the enemy ship, focus on getting their anchor down. While on the boat, you'll have to engage in player combat, in which case use your guns to their advantage. Have a pistol, keep some distance between you and the enemy. Blunderbuss, run up on them like a honey badger and be super in their face about it. Out of ammunition, try to reload or bust out the sword and get them in a stun lock. Remember to use your bananas after taking a hit and bail off the side of the boat if you have to. Just make sure that if you kill a pirate, be ready for when they respawn because they won't be too happy. The goal here is to sink the other ship, so you have to make sure that 1, they have damage below the waterline so they start taking bilge water, and 2, they aren't able to repair those holes. Keep this up and they'll be down in no time. Once a ship does sink, any treasures they had aboard will float up to the surface of the ocean, but will sink to the bottom eventually. If they sink close enough to an island, you can swim to the bottom and grab the treasure and bring it up. But in open water, they sink to the depths, never to be seen again. Alright, so those were some of the basics. There will be some more small tips and tricks at the end of the video, but for now we're going to talk about strategies for the thing everyone's been waiting for. Skeleton forts. First thing, when one spawns, you're going to have to decide as a crew if you want to do it or not. Things to note are, if anyone else is there, it'll take a while to do. It's not the fastest way to get money or experience, and your chances of sinking are greatly increased, so if you already have some booty, you might want to drop it off. Take into consideration your supply stock. If you do decide to take one on, be aware of your surroundings. Scout out the fort, see if there are any other ships there, or rolling up anytime soon. If there are no ships there, your main priority is getting right next to the island and killing all of the cannon skellies. These guys will sink your ship, if not dealt with quickly. If there is a ship, then you can try to make friends and work together, but more than likely, you'll just want to sink them. Once you're the only ship on the island, and you're parked next to the island, anchor up, sails up. You'll want 3 people on the island leading the skellies to a place where the 4th crewmate can shoot at them with the cannon from the ship, or 1 person on board, 1 person on land for a sloop. The person on the ship is on constant lookout for other ships while also shooting skellies on land. The 3 on land are also looking at blind spots that the ship can't see to see if anyone else is coming, while also killing and baiting skellies. If another ship is coming in, get all hands to the ship and prepare for battle. Do not underestimate the power of staying still. You don't have to sail off and fight them. Let the enemy come to you while keeping the other ship to your broadside. This is the importance of keeping your anchor up, because then you'll be able to angle your ship and always keep them in your line of fire. You're going to want to try to get 1 person on their ship to drop their anchor when they get close. The other 3 who remain on your ship should watch the ladders and water to make sure that nobody is coming to board you. Eventually you'll sink them, they'll sink you, or they'll get bored and leave. As long as you have control of the island, you win. This can take a long time and can be frustrating, but you've already committed, so just bear with it. Once you're all clear and there are no potential threats, return to killing the skellies. After about 15 waves, you'll fight the captain just like in Order of Souls missions, and once dead, the captain drops a key. Use the key to open up the treasure room underneath the main part of the fort and move as quickly as possible to get all the treasure aboard. If you have any ships coming up on you, it's usually best to just grab what you can and ditch the rest. The stronghold chests and skulls are the most valuable and should be prioritized. If you can just chill and grab everything, then great. Just be on the lookout for any potential ambushes. It's not hard to do, it can just be time consuming depending on how much competition you have. Please know that skull forts are not the best when it comes to leveling up and getting money. They are, however, super fun, and even when uncontested, still take a while to burn through all the skellies. However, there are more efficient ways to progress. If you want to level up quickly in any faction, just learn the most efficient way to get the voyages done. But the fastest way to make money is with the Merchant Alliance. You can just burn through missions collecting crates from voyages you don't want to do, and then when you find one that has golden animals, just do that one. These golden animals have huge payouts for how easy they are to find, and if you're using the interactive map that's linked in the description, it'll take no time at all. Just grab your cages, head to the nearest island with whatever animals you need, and then drop them off at the outpost assigned to you. 10 to 30 minutes tops, and depending on how many golden animals you get on your quest, you can make upwards of 5,000 gold in one mission. This is great for unlocking all those badass ship cosmetics that cost tens of thousands of gold. So those are pretty much all the big subjects that I can think to cover right now, so I'll just do some tips and tricks now. 1. Shut off your lights so you're less visible to would-be attackers. 2. If you fall off the boat, you can always catch a mermaid. 3. Always empty your inventory before heading onto an island so you can pick up supplies when you're there, maybe a banana or 2 if you're feeling scared. 4. When doing Order of Souls, try to locate ammunition crates on the islands, or move the boat closer to their spawn location when possible. 5. It's usually best to avoid PvP, especially if you have treasure on board. It makes for salty pirates. 6. You can have a tactical puke bucket by getting drunk on at least 2 grogs, pulling out your bucket, then puking in it. Throwing this on an enemy player will blind them, setting you up for easy kills, but you won't be able to bail water. 7. Just get drunk and do things. Like it's seriously the most fun you can have is just like with a bunch of pirates, you all just get together, you all get drunk at the end, and you like start playing your instruments, or you like try to have a race, or like you just be drunk and do things. It's 8. Powder barrels float, so you can dive under an enemy anchored ship and let it float up. This is known as the time bomb. 9. Explore everywhere. You'll never know what you're gonna find. 10. You can lure pigs towards you with bananas. 11. Your captured pigs will die if you don't feed them. 12. Keep your animals above sea level. They need air too. 13. Keep an eye on the ladders. Other pirates can use them too. 14. When communicating with your team, try to only use relevant information. Avoid things like, "Oh shit!"
Prepare to be born, motherfuckers.
without then following up with whatever you're oh shitting about. 15. If you get insta-brigged, don't worry about it, just go to the next server. 16. Use the make friends emote when you find friendly pirates. People always need help. 17. Try not to take the game too seriously, it is just a game. 18. Player interaction is the core of the game. Just interact with people and have fun with it. Seriously. Some of my best memories from playing this game so far have just been interacting with other rando pirates. It's seriously the best. That's all for now. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in the description. This is way long, but I decided to make one big video instead of a bunch of small ones for like tips and tricks and stuff. Hopefully this can help you be more pirate. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comment below. Don't forget to hit that motherfucking bell icon. And until next time, cheers mates. Peace.